Hello and welcome to a quick heads up before we get to the main feature. I have been quite ill the last few days, flu, cold, whatever thing. I'm still not feeling completely right, but I should be good enough to continue making videos. I will request people to keep an eye on the discussion section on the channel for um, quick updates. So in case there's a day without videos, there will probably be a comment there to explain why. But because I've been feeling like crap, I think it's only fair that you get to share my agony with today's Commodore 64 feature. Have fun. What a lovely sound to signify that you have started a game. At the end of my Target Renegade overview video, I warned people that there was more to come in this series. And you are hereby looking at it. Renegade III, called the final chapter, which I suppose is one of the greatest positives about this game, the promise from the developers that we will not get any more games in this series. Renegade's girlfriend has yet again been kidnapped. A recurring theme. He's not very good at keeping an eye on her, is he? But in order to spice things up, of course, this time Renegade has to travel through time in order to rescue her. Yeah. I did not make up that plot, I promise. It is the official plot of this game. I'm just going to wait for the start of game jingle to play before continuing, because it is rather loud. My overview video of Renegade was a bit harsh towards it, but that's because I wanted it to be a better game than what it was. The foundation was solid, but it had some issues making it somewhat hard to fully enjoy. Target Renegade I found to be graphically and sound-wise a decent enough game, but the fighting, which of course is the main aspect of a fighting game, was rather rubbish. Borderlining making the game unplayable, and I personally wasn't impressed by that game at all. And much to my surprise, I realized that apparently a lot of people liked it. Each to their own, I guess. But of course we all know that Ocean were never very good at letting a bad idea be mercy killed, buried, consumed and forgotten by time. So in order to milk the Renegade franchise for what was left of it, Ocean, in disguise of their label Imagine, released this game. And yes, I consider this to be a milking of a dead franchise. From a graphical point of view, this game is definitely not the worst looking Commodore 64 game I've ever seen. The different characters look convincing, and the overall animation quality by and large is decently high. The title music is nice and the in-game music is okay, but I consider neither to be among Jonathan Dunn's greatest Commodore 64 tracks, so I can take it or leave it. I'm not overly fussed in that department. The sound effects, as seems to be a common thing for a lot of Commodore 64 games, the sound effects were never really considered to require an awful lot of attention because It feels like most developers didn't expect anyone to want to bypass the overall good sound quality of the set music and put their emphasis on that. And I suppose it is a saving grace of this game. The problem is that graphics and sound will not make for a good game without the gameplay. And if you think, or if you find that there's a certain similarity between a target Renegade's fighting and this game's fighting, that is because it is indeed the case. If you just spam your attacks, you are locking yourself into an attack cycle, and if you get the first attack on that attack cycle wrong, every subsequent attacks will be wrong as well. Your timing will be off. So basically, you have to make sure to reset your timing continuously, having gaps in the action in an action game. Always lovely. Infinitely respawning enemies. You can stand in one location and beat the same enemies multiple times, and they will still pop up. I'll be starting a new game momentarily, so I'll just wait for that sound to dissipate so I can actually be heard. I could have edited it out, but that's too easy. Regardless, the hit detection is somewhat okay, but one thing of note is the fact that those eggs that are dropped on you from time to time, they will hurt you if they pass in front of you, if they overlap with your character, I should say. You would assume that if you dropped an egg on a person, that egg would crack. But that does not seem to be the case, and as far as I can tell, if the egg passes through your character fully, he will take multiple hits from the same egg, which is always lovely. I would say the game suffers from the same gameplay issues as Target Renegade, and therefore I will rate the overall gaming experience exactly the same as Target Renegade. But something that really pains me about this game is the fact that normally I have always said to people that they should check reviews before they buy games, but you know what? The reviews of this game were interesting. Several publications gave this game an obscenely high rating. The C64 flirted with the 90s percentage department. It begs questions that you probably don't want to ask. But anyway, the game is going to tell me to stop here, and you know what? That sounds like an excellent idea. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you next time. Bye bye.